I am, you can call me Bio. It's gonna go by. This is...
Antaman.
Goodbye.
Shut up.
I go by Sula a lot of places.
Okay, anyway, so I'm gonna start by kind of reading some stuff we found that popped up from some of the new Naka-Kon updates that have been coming out since we're only a couple months away. All costumes must be based on Japanese anime, Japanese manga, J-rock, J-pop, Japanese live-action cinema, or Japanese origin video games. If your costume originates from any other country, it does not qualify. Parentheses. Please feel free to enter those costumes in the hallway cosplay contest. Although in their rules they said.
Even though in the hallway cosplay contest rules, they're basically the same except for the exception of anime-inspired Western shows, which is basically just still anime, and it still eliminates a lot of things.
Yeah. And then another sort of thing that popped up that concerned us was when they were talking about their panels this year. And when they were talking about before, because I'm not going to read you the entire, 5-paragraph entry, but it was talking about how they're very light on some of the Japanese panels. They're having a lot of them that are... I'll just read it now. The bigger problem is that there's a strong disproportionate number of panels that are getting into the other track. Meaning that they don't apply to Naka-Kon's mission statement, which I hadn't heard this before. Mm-hmm. Japanese culture and anime. Ta-da!
Honestly, if Naka-Kon is going a little away from Japanese culture and anime, that's okay. They can do that.
Well,
so people may be like, why are you even complaining about this? What's your problem? Well, there's nothing wrong with that, but there's a reason why.
I don't really find any problem with the panel rules. I get that you're getting floods and floods of panel requests. Yes, floods and floods of panel requests for things that aren't anime, but there's a reason for that. It's because they're really popular. I don't know what else to say. And I think, that they should be equal, but...
And you really should be taking advantage of the popularity.
Oh, yes.
Be opportunistic. And it sort of feels like they're alienating other fan bases. In the cosplay competition, you can have a bangin' cosplay and not be able to win.
Dang.
Yeah, let's talk.
Dang good.
Let's talk about this new cosplay competition
hours
rule first.
Of work on them.
Hours. You know what? People
hundreds
do not
of dollars on these cosplays, and they're not able to win. It's
because, say you have a great Korra cosplay. Korra is Western. Avatar. Western.
Yeah, so technically, any Avatar cosplayers wouldn't be allowed. Say you have a bitchin' Master Chief cosplay. You built that armor from scratch, and it looks like legit metal. You can't...
And you're not allowed to enter just because it wasn't Japanese when you're at an anime convention. And we all know that we go to anime conventions because we're sharing our interests with people like us who share some of those same interests. But we all have a different set of individual interests. None of us are exactly alike.
Yeah, but all of us that are there, 99.9% of us, except for those people that come just for the rave, are there for the anime. I've been going to this thing for 6 years now.
5 years.
Yeah, I'm there for the anime. Because I love anime. I adore it. It's wonderful. I've got posters all over my room, but... everyone's interests evolve into different things. And right now, there's been a huge boom in Western media that's caught huge popularity.
And it's good.
It's never a negative thing. And it's growing.
And it's good stuff. It is growing very rapidly. And just because that the original fans of anime are starting to develop new interests as well as anime, I just feel like they're going to come to Naka-Kon wanting to express their passion about these new things, but they're going to feel
stifled
and held back. I want to go there and I want to discuss things with people, but I don't know how well that's going to be received now. I was doubtful about it before, but these rules just kind of enforced my
let's
fear.
talk about some of the stuff that could come in that isn't exactly strictly Japanese anime.
Yeah.
There's steampunk people.
There's the steampunk people.
Yeah.
There's Homestuck.
There's the BBC people, the Doctor Who's, the Sherlocks, them.
Yeah, and then
Supernatural.
My Little Pony.
My Little Pony.
Ponies.
What a really big one. A big culture.
Adventure
and you've got
Time.
Video games, Adventure Time.
Yeah,
you've got all these cultures
new
that are
Cartoon
Western
Network
inspired.
shows.
Let's talk about some new animes we've heard of.
Fans.
I mean, great things are going to come out any day, but
yeah.
you really have to listen to your customers. If their interests are changing, you
Like
should
Madoka.
cater to that.
Well,
like
think
Madoka
about
Magica, that's relatively new, and it's hugely popular.
like think about Comic-Con. Comic-Con is not an anime convention. It's sort of like a nerd culture convention. And what is it? It's
It doesn't even matter. Like,
it's a miscellaneous mishmash of everything you could possibly want.
and it worked out freaking great.
yeah.
We're
It
not
is a huge
suggesting
company.
that
You become
Naka-Kon
something else.
become a Comic-Con, because Naka-Kon is at its core an anime convention. But we're saying is, look how well embracing Western culture works for them. Like, Comic-Cons are exploding. Like,
If it's working out, you shouldn't have to change it.
Because nerd culture is kind of cool right now, guys. We're an
I'm
upcoming
not, but I'm
steampunk group. We're an upcoming steampunk group, and we go to Emerald City Steampunk Convention. Great convention. I was supposed to go, but I could not. We go to Anime Festival Wichita, which is another great convention, and they sort of did something that Naka-Kon's trying to do, where they tried to sort of stifle the amount of Western or like steampunk, because steampunk is really big down in Wichita. And it's not working out so well. If you went to AFW, it's still a great con. I'm not saying it's not a great con, but I'm saying...
so fun.
Yeah, it's a really casual con. But it would just... Naka-Kon is big, and it could get a lot bigger. I'm saying
And
it's
it's
not
big.
going to grow if you just say, look guys,
You can't, like,
this
alienate
is a Japanese culture
a
convention.
huge
This is
fan
not an anime
base.
convention.
But it is a Japanese
just
culture
because it's from a
convention.
different culture.
But it's anime.
It's been getting so much larger because there have been new fandoms coming out. And
But-
Yeah. And that's good. That's not a bad thing.
and Naka-Kon is a place for you to
We're
squeal
getting
and
kind of big in.
Yeah,
squawk for your whatever.
we've been boring
Squawk.
assholes for
Squawk.
a really long time, so let's wrap this up. But
But we're just saying, so if you're Naka-Kon staff, we're not trying to say, you're being bad. We're not.
we're not trying to offend anyone. We just feel like this could possibly hurt the convention, and it could possibly hurt the attendees.
As longtime goers, we just wanted to share our opinion.
The last point I want to make is that Naka-Kon is a place where nerds of all sorts should be able to come together, and no matter what obscure thing you're into, you should be able to find other people that
to squawk with.
share to
Squawk!
squawk with.
Let's all
Yeah.
squawk together.
But but if you take these people with all these wonderful
Hey,
and fantastic
baby.
interests
Squawk.
that still love anime too, and you make them feel like they're not welcome, Naka-Kon is supposed to be a place where you can go and feel like you're surrounded by friends who will accept
Surrounded by
But- where I feel like these rules are turning it into an us versus them. And the last thing you want to do is
Peace,
divide.
guys.
The last thing you want to do is divide the attendees into factions and have... Yeah,
We don't want high school.
we don't want this big
We came
family.
here to escape high school.
We came here to escape high school, not to go back to it. And
We
see the
don't want
cliques for
this big
Naruto
family
and Hetalia.
splitting up and fighting, and I just don't think it's a great idea, because
So
I don't.
peace, guys.
Yeah.